So once there was a church, much like our own. One day, the members of the congregation began to argue about who was the most important part of the church. The minister said, well, of course I am the most important part. I am your spiritual leader. And without my wonderful sermons, there would be no church. But the choir, they said, but we the choir are obviously the most important members. Why, our music is the only reason people come here on Sunday. And the DRE said, well, I know without my religious exploration program, none of these families would ever come. And the teachers, they said, hey, without our hard work, there would be no classes. And then the kids, they said, without us in the class, there would be no classes to teach. And then the board of trustees cried out that they were in charge. And without them, nothing would exist. And the office staff chimed in with their declaration of importance. And even the architect snorted that without his creativity, there would be no building. And then the building said, excuse me, but this building is more important than any of you. Because without me, the minister would have nowhere to preach and the people would have nowhere to sit. I am the focal point of this whole thing. And the windows cried, are you nuts? We are the reason people are here. And then they began to argue about which one had the most beautiful view. And the walls exclaimed, without us, the windows couldn't even be held up. Oh, please, said the kitchen. I'm where everyone gathers to talk and drink coffee after church. Everyone knows how important coffee is to you youth. Well, said the bathrooms, after all that coffee, I think maybe these are the most important part. And then the chairs and the floors and the piano and even the small drum chimed in. And as they argued, they began to realize that none of them could win the argument. They were all of great use to the church. So with one breath, all the parts of the church proclaimed, we are all important and we are all our best when we are together. And at this, the quarreling stopped and the congregation lived in peace and harmony from that day forward. So with that, our story ends, and now we're going to have Abby come up and help us pass our flame off to our religious exploration classes. From generation to generation, we light this flame of religious freedom. And now we'll follow Abby out as we sing Go Now in Peace.